I just got back from Target. Do you go to Target often?
I'll go there's this little ass Target near me, and they have the dankest Olipop flavors, those botanical sodas, you know. So
I gotta get you off the Olipop plantation, man.
okay, what's better than them?
Poppy is 1,000 times better.
I was about to buy a Poppy the
Poppy's
other day.
1,000 times better. I mean, it's not even. I don't even think it's close, to be honest. Like,
what do you the cola? Because I'm a cola guy.
Yeah, their cola. It would be the weaker option of their. I don't, but I still think.
There you go.
But I still think it's better than the Olipop.
What are you an orange guy?
I'm orange.
Yeah,
orange. They have their Sprite. They're like kind of Sprite, kind of
Olipop's,
it's like ginger lime.
Olipop's lemon lime is trash. It's their worst one by far. Yeah. So
I think the only one I don't care for is the root beer from Poppy. That one's not very good. But I want
to start making my own. You know, it's easy as fuck and doesn't cost like $2.99 to do it yourself. It's probably costs like 10 cents to do yourself.
Yeah.
But especially ginger beer and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I go to Target, right? I'm going to Target.
Oh yeah.
I go in there. Totally. No, trust me, this is a very important story. This is definitely not just something that happened to me that I decided to lead off with. Mm-hmm. No, I was there. It's Taylor Swift playing constantly. I don't understand the appeal of Taylor Swift, by the way. That's for another time, I guess. But I listened to it.
I like the newer shit, honestly.
Okay, because this is like 2014 shit they were playing. Because I remember when it was popping, it was that like
that's not
say you'll remember me, like that song. I was just like, this shit should hit way harder, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going into the store, and I don't go to Target often because I make poor decisions at Target a lot.
Okay.
Snack choices. Good decadent snack.
Yeah, they went 1,000 miles per hour on the food a couple years back. Yeah, they went.
Oh boy, hard. Is it crazy? Yeah. So I go in there and I found I really like. You ever see this Smart Food white cheddar popcorn? It's in the black bag.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, that stuff is so good.
Yeah,
dude, it is $7.50 for the bag. Here, and I'm like, dude. And first off, I'm eating this in one sitting. Like that's what
like a meal.
It's like the nutrition fact shouldn't even be on there. I'm eating this in one sitting at like 11 p.m. You know, like it's not. There's no like half of it's gonna go in between the couch. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
You're charging me $7. Biden.
From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I don't never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane, about to visit Glen Rock. Need crypto, told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
You know, and then
used to be less than $7.50. Dude.
I remember that. I do remember that. So then I go in and Taylor Swift's still going. We're like 3 songs deep. Just keeps going. Somebody just had like Taylor Swift essentials, and it's not like those cafes that are those like this. Somebody had premium Spotify going because there were no ads. If you go to like the communist coffee shops, like sometimes like those like weird, they'll be like Spotify ads in between. It's like, come on, pull your funds together, you know. And but I'm in there, and I end up leaving. Because our drain system is from the dissolving illusions era in my house and in my apartment, and we're not allowed to fix it. We're not allowed to fix it like at all. Like it's like a huge ordeal if you try to fix it. One prant. Listen to the Substack feed if you want to hear about the prant policy.
One prant revolution.
Prant policy if you want. Yeah, one prant revolution.
Prant based.
Prant based. But so I leave. I leave with just Drano and salami from Target.
Oh yeah.
So I'm checking out, and I'm like already ready for a fun conversation.
What brand? Columbus.
No, there's only one brand. Yes, of course.
All right. I don't know. That's the only one I know. I don't
say no. I'm just. I won't look at anything else. I'm not. I'm not. There's that weird one with the exclamation point. No, sir. Don't yell at me. Yeah, with the Italian flag on it. No, sir. But no, Columbus. Like, say what you will about what he did as an explorer, but I mean, the guy knew what to do with a pig. I'll just tell you that much.
Yeah.
And the they're ringing me up at the register, and I'm like, kind of like back in the day, somebody would comment on that like order at the register, but this was like this Jack Harlow ass like Zoomer, like, and he would just like stared at me with like dead eyes, and he's like, and he takes the Drano, and it's got a handle, right? Yeah. And it's California where it's such a fucking thing to give someone a bag in California. It is just like, it's like, can you sign this NDA before I give you the bag? Yeah. And so he's like, did you want a bag? And I go up, you've been to my house. There's a million stairs. Yeah. So it's like, yes, I need a bag, dude. Cause it's like, it's a lot of shit to carry. And I have to go upstairs, and he's like, so he puts the salami in a bag, and then I'm, he's like at the Drano, and he's like, do you want this in a bag? I'm trying to be funny. I'm just like, I got to make a joke that lands with this guy. And I'm like, no, that's not going to survive the ride home, to the Drano. Yeah. And because people used to do that to me when I worked at the grocery store all the time. It's like Milky Way. It's like, oh, that's not making it to the car. Yeah. But it's like the Drano, I'm going to kill myself on the way home. Nothing. It's like, you think the suicidal shit would land?
You can't do like regular jokes with that crowd, dude. It's like it's not even that, because it used to be like you'd say a dad joke, and even if you got a reaction, like, that's not funny, that's still a reaction. Now it's just like the fucking Adderall stare,
now he's like unexpected item in the bagging area. He just becomes self-checkout. He just says, is that,
I have to call a manager over here, dude.
We're gonna get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode. Yeah, that's that's what we discussed with Brad that one time. It's like the most harrowing part of new technology is that the humans just become the new technology. It's not, it doesn't supplant them. They just become it. Yeah. And it's like, I just felt like I was at self. Below, dude. Yeah, exactly. It's a self-checkout. So by the way, one thing I've done in the past at Target, I'm not proud of this. I don't know why either. I just black out and do this. Well, I'll ask you this. Do you have anything that you would buy at a store that like you eat in the car and you don't want anyone to know that you bought at the store?
Oh yeah, I have a whole like rotation of like
what is it?
Honestly, usually, well, it's not even that.
Like what would you like? I'm just saying, say you're with your lady.
Oh, like a guilty thing.
Yeah, and like you're gonna eat it on the way home. You don't. It's not even like you're gonna get in trouble for it. You're just like, this is wrong. I'm not. I want to.
That's like, I don't know. I just have a rotation of shit. I'm trying to think of an example, but I always have like little stuff that I have like. I have like the chips bag with like the bottles and shit in it from 2 days before, and then I'll like, oh, here's a garbage can, might as well, and like
yeah, no, of course, but like I just wonder, like, because the thing, like when you're like, oh, I'm at Target by myself, I'm gonna buy this fucking shit and eat it on the way home. Nothing. There's nothing.
No, I mean, I'm trying to think of. I don't know, because I don't eat like any junk really, and everything. Well, honestly, all the junk shit we eat together anyway. So I guess not. But I mean, I do have it. It really is the sodas for me. I think I'll always.
Okay, got it.
It is one. Yeah.
You know what mine is? It's not even. Mine is like Tic Tacs, dude. I'll just eat an entire thing of Tic Tacs randomly.
What color?
So they had some weird shit today.
Orange.
They had Sprite today. It was sick. It was a little overpowering. I couldn't house the whole thing.
Tastes like the Olipop.
But I was like wondering, I'm like, do people really just like eat one Tic Tac at a time? Like,
no, you gotta crush them.
The orange is the top all time though, for sure.
It's kind of like the Mitch Hedberg joke, like with rice. It's fun to eat a billion of one little thing.
Exactly. And it's weird because it's like, if you look at the back of it, it's just a cancer. If you look at the back of like Tic Tacs, it's just like aspartame and sugar, and you're just like, which I know some of our audience thinks that's not a thing, but you look at it and you're like, oh great, and then it's just like dioxyphosphor fucking suicide powder that we put
Yeah.
in this parasite, snail removal from your
It's got
garden.
boron 7 in it. What's boron 7?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'll just like. But the thing is, like, my wife would. It's not even like my wife would be like mad that I did it. She would just be like, "Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like, why are you having an entire
100%.
thing of TikTok?" I don't know. I blacked out and I just knocked out the whole thing. I don't know.
Part of the thing is like, it's even if it's just, I find for myself, it's like you just need especially with the car stuff. It's like you need something that's just yours,
Yeah.
Even if it makes no sense. Maybe it's Tic Tacs, I was gonna say earlier, that's what I like about us is that we're all about the health shit, but we're not fucking schizo about it, dude. And I was thinking back to you remember when I was first getting into this and I was like, A, the unhealthiest I've ever been, and B, the most concerned about what I ate at the same time. And everyone, all my family and friends are like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, this isn't working.
I know.
And
but
and then I realized, I had to realize, like, oh, okay, like, I actually just need to chill a little bit,
Well, there's this part where it's like, and I think people are like hamming it up, of course, but there's this thing where people try to like they have, I don't know, I go to those like Ray Pete things, like those are, I know some of our audience might not know who Ray Pete is, and you know what, don't find out, it's okay. But there's
what is our stance? Because we don't hate Ray Pete, but
no,
it's so easy to make fun of now.
I can't. I can't. It's just like they just want to eat like sleepover snacks like for lunch, and they're like, it's actually not only
not masculine. That's I have darn sure.
It's like I had Haagen-Dazs and fucking wine for dinner.
Yeah,
sick. Yeah, you're
orange juice for breakfast. Yeah, their breakfast is like
spiking. Yeah.
Their breakfast is straight part of the complete balanced breakfast on like the toy commercials when you're a kid, It's like orange juice, milk, like 4 different kinds of meat.
And I can like look, if that shit's making you lose weight and that's your goal, I bet you there is a way you can lose weight on that. I won't doubt that. My 100%. Goal is I do want to lose some weight sometimes. Right now, I'd love to drop quick 5 if that's fine, but like there's I don't think that's like the ultimate goal of like dieting. I know some people might go, wait, what? Like, no, I don't think that's the ultimate goal. I think it's to like feel good and like keep sharp and things like that. So I understand whatever, if that's what you want to do. It's like, I lost weight. I did this. Look, if you got tangible results, you got tangible results.
Yeah.
I laugh at the people who are like, okay, I went to Golden Corral the other night, and I was trying to be Petey at Golden Corral, and I ate a piece of meat that only explanation I can think of, rubbed up against a crouton that had seed oil on it, and I started doing Hunter S. Thompson type hallucinations, and I cannot. I called out of work the next 3 days because it's like that. Then we go Julianne Moore safe mode, like with Ray Pete, and like that. That's where I'm like, first off. That's why Crimes of the Future is such an amazing movie where it's like, okay, do you ever want to, like, you don't want to be too pure. You know what I mean? Like you get too pure. Like if the world is a certain way, you got to have like one foot in, 1 foot out of the world. Like that's the way, like that's the best way to do it. Cause like it will wipe you out when you're like, if you're living in a big city, but you try to live like you live off the grid and like
Aaron
fucking
Rodgers.
Yeah,
Rodgers.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yeah, he's gonna be Julianne Moore driving on the way to the
week 9, dude. 100%. Yeah, he's gonna careen off the Hudson, dude. Yeah,
living
Marcus
in
knows.
Living in
an
igloo outside of MetLife.
Yeah. Have you seen the house he bought? I saw.
No, is it sick?
It's raw, dude. It's like $10 million. It's like a brand fucking new, dude.
That's so sick. Was it in Jersey?
Yeah,
that's sick. Yeah. But no, I like you want it. You don't want to like. And I get it. There's shit in the air, man. There's shit in the there's stuff like you have to kind of.
Well, my whole thing. Okay, so I'm glad actually. There's like a black pill the best black pills are turned into white pills.
Of course.
It's like yin yang. Simple.
You have to you have to take it first to then get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them, and I see this so much with people, especially that are like just starting out, and this links back to the Pete thing because. Look, I've idolized like 10 different nutrition guys over the last decade. It's a cycle. Once you got to get that first one out of your system,
Yeah.
And it's like, so I can
tell
like
when you like the Sex Pistols.
Exactly.
It's like, that's not going to be your favorite band for a lot long,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I could tell with a lot of these guys, Pete's their first.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cringe, about it. We all go through it. But, my whole thing, especially with the chemicals in the environment shit, right? Where you first hear about like BPA in plastic containers, right? And so you start you start avoiding plastic containers. Not a bad idea. Like, I'm not saying we should be seeking plastic, but it is so ubiquitous, and people don't realize, like, when you, and especially for someone who's worked in restaurants his whole life and like the food industry and shit, when you go out to a restaurant, you eat like pickled veggies on your fucking, you know, street tacos or whatever, right? They are, first of all, like, everything's loaded, all the fucking cabbage and everything's wrapped in plastic. The chefs are pouring boiling vinegar water onto veggies inside a plastic fucking container, and they just throw it in the fridge. No one gives a fuck, dude. So it's like, and then like everything's washed in the giant dishwasher, and there's like a layer of sanitizer that's like stays in the food, you know. So I'm just saying, it's like at a certain point you realize there's no avoiding any of this shit. So, but you shouldn't be nihilistic about it. What you should do is, I don't know, take zeolite every day so that you're constantly detoxifying without freaking out and being weird about it, you know? So, I mean, I was saying, like, there is a solution, but the solution isn't the freaking out. And, like, yeah, use mason jars. Like, that's a good idea. Use mason jars and shit. But it's just, you just got to realize how bad this is. Even when you're like a yogurt cup or like a plastic lid, when you unscrew a plastic lid off a bottle, you're creating fucking millions of plastic particles, that like little atoms that are just floating, you know, just because it's plastic on plastic rubbing. It's like metal on metal. It's the same shit. So anyway, that's my rant. It's like, like avoid the skits, like live your life and detoxify at the same time, you know?
Right. No, it's just,
and also like realize that like the real black pill is we're never gonna reach our peak health in this lifetime on this planet Earth in the 21st century. Never, ever. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
can only get the ball rolling. You can get the ball rolling.
Yeah. Maybe in 2500 AD will we have cleaned up the environment, and we can actually be like, oh, we're supposed to live to 140 years old without like microplastics and shit.
Yeah,
anyway, that's my
in the receipts. I'm sorry, like I
exactly.
What did you buy? What's in the grocery bag? Right, you look in the grocery bag. If you bought some shit that's got the xenoestrogens in it, don't worry about the receipt.
Yeah. I'm scared of touching this receipt, but my baby back short ribs that are vacuum sealed inside of a plastic bag is just fine, dude.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Yeah, exactly. It's just, man. Yeah, what can you do?
And I'm gonna eat that. I'm not gonna eat the receipt, but I'm gonna eat the plastic food.
So we're gonna do the trial by Kafka pretty soon. And from what Kafka's one of those guys where it's like everyone knows what has heard Kafka-esque, and it was a Kafka-esque this. So I like
Ayn Rand.
Yeah, exactly. All this stuff. Trump's going through that right now.
Yeah, that's what the trial.
Yeah, that's what Trump's going through that right now, and this shit is insane, man. Like, I don't know what he's like. I know there's people are buying like people are there's a million things. If they're glad to roll out the list for you. Trust me, there's people that know it by heart. None of it sounds tough at all. I'm like, oh, that sounds okay. That's like bullshit, complete bullshit. And then or something that all the other people have done like that, or like far worse. But man, I've said this before, not on this show. I've like posted it and stuff, but like put fucking libtards in these. Look, don't kill him. I'm a humanitarian. Don't kill him. But like those like incurable terminal libtards that just are going to like spiral into like old age of just like being Trump deranged and like freaking out about
Brooklyn
politics. Yeah, all that stuff. Put them in like a Soylent Green type facility with a VR helmet on, and just let them watch Trump get arrested every single day for the rest of their life. Trump get arrested, John Oliver and Seth Meyers shirtless, holding hands, like like watching it reaction. Then Abbott Elementary, then back to Trump getting arrested.
100%. Yeah,
that's all. No, do that on a cycle. They'll be happy. They're fine. They will sign up for it.
They don't want it to end. They
love it so much. The trial's coming up in like March 2nd, which is going to get delayed like 15 times, I bet. So it's going to get delayed. They're going to like delay it into the election. Which would be insane if you won while on trial. That would be so sick, to be honest. But like it's going to go far away. I don't care about like there's going to be all types of people that are like legally he has this route. That's not what I don't give a fuck. I don't think any of this is real, by the way. I think it's not. He got arrested for real, but I don't think it's like a real like he did something wrong, therefore he's gonna go to jail. And we are accountable for our president. And anybody who knows anything, who even studies politics beyond one little shade past a cable news program, knows that like this is horseshit. And
Yeah,
you're like,
100%.
like if you just like do anything beyond MSNBC, CNN, I'll even say Fox News, just to level the playing field, but not really, honestly. And anybody who studies that stuff just knows that like, well, okay, then every president should go to
Wasn't
jail.
the main thing while I was listening? No, exactly. And so what you said, every president should go to jail. I'll talk with like leftists about this, and they're like, oh yeah, Trump. Literally all of them are crooks. All of them should go to jail. It's all BS. But then then they'll pause 2 seconds. And they'll be like, but Trump should go to jail, right? Like you should. And I'm like, what? No, I don't care.
Or they pretend they're setting some precedent. They're like, it sets a legal precedent. Actually, it's like, no, it doesn't.
It's like
none of them will get arrested
then we'll
after
get
this.
Biden. It's like it's never gonna happen. Like
and then they're like, but don't get Biden because then that means DeSantis will win. They're like,
Oh, it's
seriously
crazy.
Seriously, don't do it. Don't do it. Seriously.
And you know me, I'm not like the biggest Trump guy. Like I never voted for him. My whole thing with Trump is like people like the libs will be like, he's a scammer. He's a huge scammer. And he's like, he kind of is, you know. It's like it's not. But the thing, I'm just like Brett Weinstein. I'm like a Brett Weinstein lib when it comes to Trump. Where he's like, look, like I'm not into the guy. He's not my cup of tea. But the fact that the deep state is going after him is a very interesting thing that we should take note of, which is like, I think that I just saw him tweet that. Or whatever,
there's too much position to him for me. And people say, well, it's controlled. It's like, I don't know about that because
what do you mean? I don't understand.
Well, like when you get really into like conspiratorial people that are like those like conspiratorial people that know about the deep state, but like still hate Trump and stuff. Like, and again, I prefer him over anybody right
100%.
now. But
I would love to see it happen again.
Yeah, exactly. And I do prefer him over everybody. My thing is this, like, there's people who go like, well, actually, like he's just like a dog and pony show, like spectacle to, and I'm like, I don't know about that. Cause like, first off, I'm sorry. If you believe COVID came from a lab, they leaked it during literally the most opportune presidency in the world for it to
100%.
happen. Like it happened during the perfect time to the guy who was extremely popular with like with people who won't vote for anyone else.
Like they waited until year 3. They're like,
during basically during this time of last year, basically, or last election cycle. There's just too much stuff that lined up for it. Every single day, the media like decided that they were just going to go. Even Fox News turned on him after a while. Like it was like he barely had their support for a long time. And it was like, I'm sorry, there's something weird. I know that's not a good process in life, but like for president, it kind of is. Where it's just like, I'm sorry, if everything I don't like about the world is going against this guy, and the fact that
take note of that.
And also people straight up lose their job for even supporting him. Like it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. It's
gone way too far with this shit. Where it's like,
And I don't think he's a fucking racist. I don't. None of the shit about him really sticks with me. Like to me, I am not a corporations live and let live kind of guy. Like that's kind of my.
He's probably way less racist than Biden is at heart, dude. Honestly,
100%.
He's
100%.
He'll kick it with Tupac, dude. He's cool.
100%.
Yeah, dude.
He's a New York socialite.
Yeah,
100%. I mean, like he's not. I would argue he's the least racist president of all time. I would even Obama might have dropped worse stuff than him. Like just like no, truly.
You know, Obama was calling when Michael Jordan calling
chameleonaire.
Yeah, hard.
I don't take pictures. That's so funny.
Yeah, you know Obama was Michael Jordan at hard.
Yeah, I mean, he went to Harvard and shit. Like, hard Harvard and
subtitled.
Yeah, and no, he's not like nothing's gonna like. I don't think he's gonna like do time. But there was one really funny thing that happened. I didn't like I don't like watching like social media reactions to like Trump stuff because I've had enough of that. Like there's nothing new under the sun in that regard. But there was one, and I got to see if I can find it. It was the funniest thing. It was something Deborah Messing had said. And Deborah Messing's like OG, like maybe the first person to hate Donald Trump. I feel like other than maybe, I think his ex-wives liked him more than Deborah Messing does. But Deborah Messing says she did the old school lib thing where like when somebody was going to jail, like they would say like, I hope he's the most popular boyfriend in prison. Like basically, I hope somebody fucks his ass in jail. Basically, which is
they love that shit.
Well, yeah, but like there's a new crowd that's like, well, actually, like Deborah, like I like where your heart's at, but you know, like that's homophobic.
It's actually a big problem.
The Target cashier I had today thinks that probably, you know,
in for-profit prisons is actually a big problem, Deborah.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like you know, prison rape, like it's so. Yeah. There was a guy, and I'm not. I don't know if Kale writes blog. I don't know if this is a real guy or not. I didn't want to look because I didn't want to be disappointed. I wanted this to be real so bad. So he's responding to The Hill, saying the type of thing. Deborah Messing stands by her claim that she hopes he basically gets raped in prison. So this guy Kale Humbug, and I'm hoping this is just like a libtard that's trying to out libtard her, says the fact that there is rape in prison is a huge problem. A powerful rapist like Trump. Great start to a sentence. Could easily end up being the one raping other men in prison.
Bro, imagine 78-year-old Trump, dude. Just like
no one should be allowed to rape anyone. It's not cute or funny to say this shit.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine Trump just going wild in jail and just American History X just pounding ass against the wall, like
Lil Boosie's like, I want to go home, man.
I know. Hey, put the Coke can on the shower.
I want to go home, man.
Yeah, you like asshole, man. Just can you imagine Donald Trump just like being well, I'm in jail. Like, you know, Trump's like, he's like down on his luck the first week, and he's like, God, I can't fucking believe I went to jail. And he's like looking around. He's like, I mean, I might as well just fucking rape everybody, you know, like that's what libs think he does. They think he goes around just raping people all the time.
It's like a supervillain or something, dude.
I mean, well, like the fucking Biden sniffs people like on TV. And
horrible,
like like there's all these weird rumors that come out about like his weird like daughter. I don't know, all this like stuff that comes out just completely Fox News bullshit to them.
Shit,
and like whatever. I don't want to. I hate getting in pedophilia wars anyways. Like it's stupid, but I just laugh when it's this. Come on.
It's just facts, dude. It's just facts.
It's just facts.
Man. No, it's bad. I actually watched the news. I watched the news clip accidentally. I had no plan to do when it happened. The thing, you know, with someone that leans that way and who I love, you know. But I was just like, bro, I can't even like have this conversation. Like, I don't know. It's just like,
I get scared. Like when I see it on TV, and it's not even like for what's happening on TV. It's like, I have to
react.
You know, when it's on TV and you see somebody else sees it and you're like, please don't bring up what's on TV.
I have to pretend. I have to make up some, like, I have to like,
please.
I have to be like,
Because you can't really pretend you haven't heard of that. That's like that's a pretty big story. You can't be like, oh, I didn't hear about that. It's not like somebody.
I think what I said was like, I was like, yeah, I hate this time of year because everyone just starts fighting, and then I just like left it at that. You know, that was kind of.
They're like, yeah, but one side really fights.
Yeah,
like they always say that.
Like, that's right. Yeah,
I know. They're like, God, I miss when times were simpler, but like, you know, like we got to stop fascism, save democracy and stuff. And it's like, this is why I hate it more than anything. Because like, again, I don't think he should go to jail if what we're judging him on and the past that our presidents have laid out, he does not deserve to go to jail. That's just a fact.
No, what was the thing? Because I watched Dave Smith and Robbie the Fire, you know, their show, and they're pretty, man. Those guys are like nuanced as fuck, man. They're cool, dude. And again, this is like all I trust them with their takes because they're kind of like me. They're like fuck the deep state, but like I'll criticize, you know, aspects of whatever. And they were like, yeah, the crime was that he didn't return the documents fast enough.
Oh, they love why do they love documents so much? They love it. They make fun of Alex Jones. That's like a meme, like documents. I got the documents. Like all I hear is fucking documents.
Yeah, the shower
on MSNBC.
The shower.
Trump's just swimming in documents and like doing like Scrooge McDuck like backstroke in a bunch of documents. And like boomers love that. Boomers love classified information being breached. They think that is like when
it's like Watergate.
I have a coworker. He's like I said, he's like a construction libtard. Like he's like one of these guys that can like fix any car, but is just like, yeah, we shouldn't even drive these. You know, like what? Yeah, he's like one of those guys. Yeah. He looks like Popeye. It's crazy. Yeah, he looks like Popeye, and he has nothing but this guy. God, what is the guy's name? Man, he has this like old like Mark Maron level like libtard podcast. Tom Harmon, that's the guy's name. He puts on like it goes oh oh, it's the Tom Harmon morning show. And he's just like,
I've heard of
Trump!
that.
And he starts screaming. That's how the show starts every time. And, like, that's how the show starts every time. And like, it's crazy. I remember working with this dude and we were on like a 12-hour job where you sit in the truck and wait for like an emergency to happen. So there's just a lot of idle time. Yeah. And he's just like, I'm like, I brought my book. He goes, cool. You brought your book. He goes, cool. Cranks it up in the thing.
Oh, you're trying to? Oh, is that?
Yeah, he's like, well, I got my thing.
I'm
like,
yeah.
I was like, do you have headphones by any way?
Yeah.
Anyways, this guy was like, this guy, dude, he went crazy. He even said he was documents. It was all documents and classified documents. That's all he got. That's all I heard was just those words over and over again, talking about Trump. But then he ends up, he goes, I'm not really a Biden guy. He's like, I'm not really a Biden guy either, because like he has document issues too. I'm like, damn, you were just a single issue document voter. You just love documents.
You're gonna you're gonna vote for the guy that cares about like
you're at the CNN town hall. You're at the CNN town hall, and it's like, oh yeah, quick question for the candidates. So if I gave you documents, what would you do?
What would you do? Yeah. And here's the thing: is what happened to the old school, liberal, plot and plan of making George Bush pay for his crimes or something? You know what I mean? That's
they like him now.
Exactly. They love him now.
All liberalism is like, what's your Donald Trump take? That's like you can do anything. If Woody Allen comes out tomorrow and says like, I hate Donald Trump, they're going to be like, Woody, would you like to direct a movie and have it be funded $200 million to direct your next movie? We'll air it. Like it doesn't matter what you did in the past. If you're just like, Donald Trump is the real pandemic, if you just said that, you just be like, oh, okay.
Take the soundbite and
it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't, like, that's all they care about. Like George Bush, horrible. Yeah, horrible. Like, worst president of our lifetime for sure.
My favorite George Bush thing is when he got into painting, and he started painting soldiers from his war that were fucked up in battle. There's the guy with that crazy ass melted Iraq war face. Yeah, and George Bush was like, "Let me just paint it." And then he's just like, it's like,
and I take that back. I actually think Biden's getting there too. To be honest, like, because like, you're talking about for the domestic stuff. But because like, look, foreign policy, because
domestic during the early 2000s was kind of slapping.
We were popping. It was popping. It was popping. Like Bush, but it was like, all right, like this shit kind of slaps.
Ray Davis, post 9/11, like that track.
Take me back. Take me back. It's like,
bridges weren't crumbling. Yeah, like fucking.
It's like, Tookie Williams wrote a children's book. Just hit the lever.
Yeah.
But no, the
you're right. 100%.
Like Biden, it's like domestically, this shit sucks right now. Like this is like
Maui shit. Speaking.
Tell me about it. Tell me about this Maui Wowie.
What is going on, dude? It's so insane. It's like,
I don't know what. So there were people. They were like barricading people in from leave. What happened? I've been too scared to follow this.
They sent all the kids home on a school day, and who knows whether any of this like no one even knows. It's like Vegas shooting level now, and the head cop is the same guy too. That's also crazy, right?
Wait, what?
The guy that was the head of the LVPD during the Vegas shooting in 20 whatever is now and was before all this went down the head police cop on Maui.
Is Hawaii to false flag participants what Argentina is to Nazis?
Yeah, like,
do you just go? They're like, hey, slide to Hawaii now. Like, you're good. Thanks for your service.
Yeah, it's like a retirement fund or something. Yeah.
I wonder.
That's where Snowden was on Hawaii before when he dropped his shit too. It was crazy.
just saying.
Like, the conservative people that are conservative say like this is all a trial run for like 15-minute smart cities, like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth cities and shit, which is like kind of
tough to say. It's not true. I mean, tough to disagree. I mean, like you're talking about like, I don't know. I mean, we're gonna read State of Fear. We're gonna bump that up. Gain of Fiction.
We have a little shuffle on the order for the GOF.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, the list ain't in order. Like they just those are the books, like and then whatever else I decide. So I hate to break it to you. I'd let you guys. I mean, most of those books are gonna get covered, if not all, but just there might be some other things. But like, I do think that is the way Because, dude, like Smart City, Hawaii, like that makes perfect sense. Like, why wouldn't it be?
Well, and all the old school landowners that were they're like, hey, we want all this land, and they're like, no, we don't want to sell. Like, we've been here a minute, you know, our whole thing. And they're like, all right, nuke it, you know. And they just like, all right, can we buy your burned char now? And,
Yeah,
like on discount and yeah, 100%. And again, it is weird. Every celebrity, none of their houses burned, right? It's 100%. I'm bought into the conspiracy 100%.
Yeah.
Why shit?
No, it sounds right.
And again, what the weird thing is, there's no interviews with the parents that lost kids, right? Compare that to like Sandy Hook, where there's like literally an interview every other fucking day. You know, I'm just saying, like, why, regardless of whatever you believe on any of that shit, why aren't there any interviews with the parents? Like, what's happening?
I saw there was like, wasn't there a guy
blackout?
Yeah, and then wasn't like one of the leaders, like mayors or something like that? There was some guy like acting weird in an interview too, I thought.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's the thing is they decided not to sound the alarm during the emergency. That was like their decision not to do.
They were literally the meme, the "This is fine," the dog.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that's crazy. You should put that dog in a Hawaiian shirt. That should be the fucking episode art.
I'm down.
That's fucked up. Yeah. They call it Hard Harvard. People be like, oh yeah, I'll listen to this one.
Hell yeah.
This is a 2021 episode. Yeah.
But no, man. Like, do you? I mean, it's and the furthest conspiracy that I hear is that it's a DEW, a DO, you know, directed energy weapon.
Sure.
Which again, I kind of hate this where conspiracy pops off and then
dude, that sounds like another word.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Do the do. But where like I hate this where like everyone is all of a sudden an expert on direct energy weapons. Like, bro, you just heard about this like I did. Come on, dude. Like, you don't know
a directed energy weapon.
God damn. This is 2021.
But the whole thing is, I laugh at somebody trying to create that acronym out of something. Like it has to equal this. Like you don't understand.
That's funny.
But please.
No, but where they're like everything but the color blue burned, right? So there'll be like all these cars will be fucking just smoldered, which shouldn't happen during like a fire like that. Like, not every car should be smoldered, but all the blue ones are like not burnt. This is what they say.
Vote blue, no matter who. Yeah.
And then there are all these videos like a guy's like, oh, I made it here. I found this blue shirt, and he clearly like planted the blue shirt. Like, there's no way like that shirt was there. You know,
it's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with it. But I'm just saying,
they're like, we lost all the homes with the gas stoves in it.
Yeah. And then people are like, Oprah's house, her roof is blue. You know, and it's like,
crazy.
Yeah, so it's like,
I mean, you know,
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm just saying,
it's something we gotta. I mean, we've been lied to too much. You can't. It's your fault that our brains go this direction.
Oh, and the other crazy thing, which is weird, what the Biden Twitter account tweeted was like when the Maui thing popped off, but the official White House Twitter account was like, hey, we're just letting everyone know we are laser focused on solving this issue.
Oh,
bro, dude, like why would you use that word? Like, you know, it's just like interesting. It's like one of those plain sight things, you know. So I don't know where I stand on all of it, but I just know it's fucking. It's sad. Yeah.
No, it is super sad. And like, you just, again, like in California, I wrote about that in the RC roundup like a long time ago. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they were trying to like just get a fresh start, like a great reset with a fire. And essentially, like, it just doesn't make sense otherwise. Like, and if, like I said, if you could control weather, you could control rainfall, you can control lack thereof, which Hawaii doesn't have that problem, but you know, you can. That's why it's so weird that there's fires all the time, you know. And that it's just weird. And it's like, it's one of those things where people say like, oh, you don't care about the victims. It's like, no, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
Again, that's what we talked about last time. It's like,
we did.
Why are you gaslighting me and thinking that
of course I care. That's why I'm spending more time looking into it. Exactly. But speaking of which, I am hearing there's just too much COVID rumblings for my liking right now. It's very odd. Just like kind of this odd. It's back. People are like, it's back.
Well, I'm a COVID lib now, dude. I'm recommending all boosters. So it's like, I'm the rumblings from me. You're hearing it from me.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm just like,
dude. I heard a lot, and like, dude, I've been seeing a lot more. I'm hearing everyone says I'm seeing a lot more masks in public, outdoors during the summer.
Groceries.
Tell me if you have this type of lady in Portland. And I feel bad because they're usually really nice, but like those really wispy, like greyhound looking women that look like they catch butterflies and stuff, like those old women with like glasses. And you can, and you know what I hate more than anything is with a mask is somebody that has a really animated face that wears a mask and they're constantly smiling at you. And it's like, I feel like there's a barrier between us right now. Like I'm in reality and you're actually in the immaterial world right now, but it's like the bad immaterial world. And I can't.
We need to accept that masks don't work.
Yeah,
it's at all.
What are we supposed to talk about when you come up to me with a fucking mask on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the news thing. It's like the Georgia thing, dude. It's like.
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? You come up to me with a mask on, and I'm just like, okay, I guess there's 30 topics off limits I can't talk to you about right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The directed energy weapon. No, but the Jurassic energy weapon. Yeah. And but
I've been bumping that clip, the fucking Kanye clip of I'm not gonna say what religion the doctors were.
Oh,
they were, yeah. And he's just like
everyone knows it. Yeah,
he pauses like half a second before he says it.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm not gonna say it.
But like the COVID stuff too. Biden has that clip where he's just like, well, yeah, I mean, there's a new vaccine coming out, and he's like, one that works. Yeah,
one that works.
Fire take by Joe there, and he's like, one that works. This is for real. Like, he's like, we're gonna have to get it in his. I'm like,
how do you know it works? How do you know?
Okay, how do you know it works? Even if it does work, I'm not fucking taking it. I don't care if it's 100% efficacy with no side effects. Just the simple idea that you're allowed to release a virus that therefore creates a need for me to take a vaccine. Yeah. No, sorry. See you later. Like I watched this movie, The Tenant with Roman Polanski. It's one of his best. And he was like, they inject him with like, because it's a guy going crazy about a house. It kind of reminds me of my fucking house with standing dissolving illusions water, Flint water in the bottom of my shower. Just all this fucking Flint, Michigan nonsense happening in my house. They he gets like injected with this shot, and it's like really fucking scary. And I'm just like, damn, dude, this is like really what it reminds me of. And like is every year. First off, all I think about, and some people love to pretend that there's no lab leak, that this is all just a big psyop, like as far as like it doesn't exist and they're just fighting nothing, which is weird. But like that's okay. Anytime I hear about a panic, that means they did release a new virus to me, like a new strain, right? A new strain broke. Like I remember when something happened, and like, look, I don't think you need to panic. I'm not selling panic. In fact, I want you to reject every single thing these people are saying. Yeah. Like, reject it all. Like, because I give a hard time when people say like, actually, I don't think people are going to fall for this again. I'm like, but are they going to resist it?
Yeah.
Because I know people who didn't fall for it, but realized that at the moment there was a little bit of like contention in their life with their employer or something like that, they immediately folded. So that's not really falling for it. That's basically, I talked about this on the upcoming Gain of Fiction for Notes from Underground. It was actually a really good discussion about like humans going against their own self-interest, but when somebody else decides your self-interest is that free will. It's kind of a thing, like a debate like that. And I'm like, well, yeah, these people just decided what your self-interest was overnight, and they change it every month. They change it every week.
I wonder if all the people that were late on COVID but are based now, are they going to revert back again? You know,
I'm telling you, like, I don't trust a damn person anymore after all the people I saw. And I saw all these people that be like, they better pay us. They better pay. I'm like, no, you better just say fucking no and better keep living your life.
They better
pay
us.
Yeah, that's that leftist shit. The Biden owes me $2,000. What the? Okay, go collect it.
I'll never forget, man. I just saw my Jeep because of the fucking lockdowns, dude. I'm so pissed. I'm still pissed about that.
The pistachio. The pistachio Jeep. That shit was wet.
It was wet, dude. But the whole thing. But I think they.
You got a little ice cream paint job on that thing.
Yeah, it was Duro hard, dude. Is the rims big? What?
It was like a Portland Duro music.
Yeah. But my whole thing, I think they released a new one because I've beaten COVID easily, like fucking 16 times, and then this one wipes me out for like four days. I'm just starting to feel like normal now, like I could run a couple miles and shit, you know. But like, you know, I had that long, you know. But I'm like, dude, yeah, viruses don't evolve to become stronger in reality,
Right.
in nature. They fucking released it. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They got all the labs.
Yeah.
They got all the strains, dude. They got all the fucking.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean panic. That just means like, okay, you don't take the fucking protocol advice. And because here's the thing, people take the little awards or the rewards. They take the little work from home. They're like, well, my job might start working from home again. And it's like, okay, don't wonder why the world goes to shit then after that. It's all like, it's just that it's all part of it. Like if you either take that and just be cool with whatever happens.
Some things aren't worth
the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Yeah,
man.
some things aren't worth the treat. Yeah. The treats.
We're treats. We're treats
dude,
guys now. You just want treats. You want to work from home. No,
you want treats and you want to retreat. Dude.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I just like I remember my boss. I worked in construction. I just straight up told her, I'm like, you better. She's like, oh, she's like never wore a mask or anything. Like she didn't care about any of this stuff. And she was just like, oh man, like they're really like making, because I saw plexiglass going up at stores again. I'm like, oh no,
it's bad.
I'm just gonna body check people into that shit like it's hockey every single time. Like, just fucking
straight into the glass.
just we'll get a little one of those sirens that goes.
That's an underrated part of sports, is that aspect of.
Yeah, exactly. And but then like she was just like, yeah, I told her right now, I said, if you make masking mandatory, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, she goes, I'm not doing it. But like people are like, hey, calm down. They're not going to do it again. It's like somebody's got to freak out. I'll be the guy.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to overreact. I'll be the guy. Because like there's
no, and now go ahead.
No, and it's like I hate when people tell me what's not gonna happen. Like
no, and then what was that in our Discord there, the MIA shit? Remember you see that?
Yeah, what did she say this time? I didn't see that today. Yeah.
She was just like talking about COVID, and then everyone was like, oh, you're stuck in 2020, huh? Like that fucking thing that people do now. You're stuck in 2020. It's like, well, you started it and you went along with it.
No, you're talking about how you ruined the world in 2020.
Yeah. I would do. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
We cheered on the
and it's coming back for 2023. That thing that's coming back. Yeah, exactly.
No, and like
that's
like
the dirt. That's the dirtbag way.
It is. No, that's the way that it's like where that's like I'm cooler than you.
Yeah,
because
you still care about that.
Oh. I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
ask me in 2070. I'll talk about 2020.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be that old dude that's like telling the grandkids, like, let me come up on my knee, dude.
Like Kennedy guys now, like guys who were Kennedy truthers back now, like those ponytail old guys, like fucking.
Let me tell you about Jack Ruby, dude. Yeah,
dude. You know for a fact, like that, like I'm never gonna like. Do people just not understand what happened? Like, it's just like, do people? That shit was game changing.
That was crazy. I sent you that Thomas Massey retweet from end of March 2020, where he's like, this COVID bill that just passed is going to be the greatest wealth transfer in human history. Dude, none of us were thinking that back in 20. Dude, he nailed it, dude. He's like lead off triple, dude. Just like straight the first hit of the game, first pitch. Just like, here we go, dude. Let's fucking go.
And it's like the people who are looking at that as like, oh, this is just capitalism crumbling. It's like, well, okay, like you're just first off, it's not going to crumble into like epic fucking communist utopia that like people think it is. It's going to develop into like this unprecedented World Economic Forum, smart city. All that's what this does. Which requires you staying inside, you basically never having paper currency in your hand, and getting everything delivered and stuff. That's how this starts, right? And again, just like we said, I don't know that we ever see the like full on final plan of like the Great Reset. I don't know if we see it in our lifetimes, but the fucking seeds got planted, and I see way too many people that liked it.
And what is like? I don't think we understand how things could get better. I'm not like super like say, hey, we should focus on the negative and everything. Like, you know, we could stand up and figure this shit out, but I don't think we realize how bad it could get in our lifetimes. Like where like it could be, because it's like the trickle effect, you know. It's like the like the ratchet effect, where like in 2045 even people like us will be like, because we won't even notice how slowly things have changed, you know.
Right.
And it's like
it's like when you don't like when some this is kind of a mean example, but like you ever like if somebody puts on a lot of weight but you hang out with them every day, you don't really notice that.
But if it's like your cousin,
if it's like 6 months later and you're like, God damn, I'm not figuring out big. Like that's how this shit is. Like we're gonna be living in it every day, and it's a very gradual. That's like kind of why nobody. That's why a lot of people don't think like, oh, it's never going to get as bad as like old fascist this and this. And it's like, well, yeah, those maybe happen pretty fast, but like a lot of times this shit is really just slowly rolled out and slowly, like you get a little reward, take a little something away. You know, like I do think the economy is going to bottom out, but I don't think it's going to go back into like cool, you know. I don't think it's going to go back into like cool the way it was. I think it's going to go into like way more like social currency, social credit, like stuff like that. Shit's real. Like Whitney Webb's not wrong about that.
Nah, no more
like
3%
she's not wrong.
mortgages for regular families.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
Whitney Webb is right about it, and I'm glad she like shouts it from the rooftops too. It's no like she doesn't qualify anything. She maybe I'm crazy. No, she's not. She's right.
Nah, she's dropping them up. And I love that our YouTube clips with her blow up. That's
it's great. And shout out to her son who had a successful surgery today. I guess she's been in like I don't know what the details are, but it was looking pretty tough, it seemed. But shout out to everyone that prayed. I know I was one of them that prayed for her son. Sounds like he got the surgery he needed. I think the battle's still going on, but like, man, it's tough. Like so shout out to that and doing all this work while that's happening. I mean, that's insane. So India went to the moon. That shit, I haven't been able to say that with a straight face. I've been trying so hard to be like India went to like
what you like. I feel like it in the chat, right?
I feel like Steve, like Brick Tamblyn in Anchorman, where he like can't keep his composure and he's like laughing. Like it's exactly what it feels like. And I thought, and it was from like balleralert.com at first, like how like that, like those like sites are like, you know, Dat Piff or whatever. And like, so, but dude, like Neil deGrasse Tyson is on like NBC talking about it. So so I'm reading this from whatever. Let me find it. Let's go to Reuters. The Chandrayaan 3. What to know about India's moon landing mission. And this was this is the old one, I guess, but like they basically landed on the south pole of the moon. Yeah. Which nobody has apparently. Which I agree. But then,
so you don't say.
So the world celebrated India on its historic moon landing Wednesday as it became the first space program to reach the lunar South Pole region with a robotic spacecraft. But in the words of cynical internet meme, Pixar, it didn't happen. And as Apollo moon landing deniers, that's hyperlinked by the way. So, but have taught us. Even pictures sometimes aren't enough to convince folks inclined to believe conspiracy theories. So the Indian Space Research Organization, NASA's counterparts, ISRO, obliged skeptics, sharing a photo of the Chandrayaan 3 lander on the ground with one leg visibly sticking out. Not since Angelina Jolie presented at the Oscars in 2012 has a leg had such an illustrious moment. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, dude!
What? That's so Reddit, dude. Why does it? Can you like people who like the moon landing? Can you just stop being Reddit for like 2 seconds?
Nope.
Like they can't not do it. Like it's
E40 stop being Reddit. Nope.
Yeah. Landed on the moon. Yep. And
make that shit. Yep.
Yeah. Stanley Kubrick. Nope. But and here's the so they basically whatever is a 2-minute video of it. All right, you know the Bollywood version of Stanley Kubrick, the guy who's recreated every Stanley Kubrick movie for Bollywood purposes, like Eyes Wide Shut or like, you know, just all like
2 A's.
Yeah. That was I don't know, something I think it was a seed oil I had earlier. I'm psychedelic right now, but no,
crouton.
The crouton at Golden Corral got me. But that happened, right? Like that, you know, that guy, and they're like Stanjeet, we have one more for you.
Stanjeet Kubrick.
We've got one more for you. They're like, you got to complete his full catalog, and they're like, he's like, what is it? And they're like,
deep cut. Dude.
Like, this is a tough one. It's gonna require some. This is gonna require something. And he's like, okay. He's like, we're gonna go to the moon. And he's just like, we can't do that. And they're like, we know.
Yeah.
You, the auteur, need to take us there.
Yeah.
And then you know what? Look, the fucking pictures look just as old as when we went there in the 60s. That's what's crazy. Like, look this up. Google the India moon pictures. Like, it tell me like these pictures don't look any fucking clearer. And like,
didn't they come out with the whole like, oh, these are computer generated? Which is, why would you do that? Why would you computer?
I know. Why do you have to? I thought the fuck.
It's like when NASA gets caught faking shit, and then they have to come up with some story, like on the White Files, where like, oh yeah, we made Mars look redder so that people don't want to go there. Like they literally said that.
I was gonna go there. I had an Expedia vacation book, but it looked too red for me. I vote blue personally, and
Reddit planet.
Reddit planet. Yeah, that's good.
No,
yeah,
the whole thing, and with the moon stuff. Okay, like, how are we? Are we just supposed to accept what proof? Like, there's got to be some way that they could prove it to us, so that just to shut us up, you know. But they never take that chance. You know, it's always just like, I don't know. Well, the other thing that's crazy about the original moon landing is like 25% of the entire U.S. population thought it was fake when it happened. Like when they were watching it, they were like, "Nah." They still watched it live on the little
there's
TV.
There's a sizable amount of people that are just like, that didn't happen.
Yeah, 100%.
Like they're just like, that's not real. And I don't know. Like to me, it's like, that's such a weird time. We're trying to do like the Artemis thing. Never. And then they're just like, India went. Like India went. They just went. And it's just like, what is India? What is India going to the moon? Like,
did anyone hear about that before a couple days ago too? Like, what? How come everyone's hearing about this for the first time?
It is the 3, right, of the thing, the whatever it's called, Chandrayaan 3. So maybe there was 1 and 2. I'm guessing. Okay. I don't know. I don't know.
Also, why didn't they send a man to the moon or a woman? Why is it a fucking unmanned robot? Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You tell me no one in India wants to go. No one.
Well, that's the thing. Like, first off, if you just send an object there, like, that's not even that impressive to me. Like, okay, you sent an object to the moon. Great. Yeah.
Wow, cool. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, at least we've pretended they played golf and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, this shit stinks to high heaven. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what first off, and like then everybody talks about climate change, but then it's like, oh, let's just fucking go to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, you can't have a gas stove, but we can just launch a rocket.
Yeah. Anytime we want.
Anytime we want to go to the moon, which we determined we didn't need to go back to in 1969. We didn't need to go, so there's nothing there. But we're just gonna go. But you can't have a gas stove.
And you can't go.
You can't go to Mars either. Don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But
what if that's the only way you could? That's your loophole for getting a gas stove. It's just calling it a rocket to the moon. You're like, I'm working on a rocket here. I swear. I'm cooking eggs on it, but the rockets part comes next.
Yeah,
trust me. Yeah,
they're like, it's a kitchen mount rocket. I mean, it's
it's
what are you gonna do?
Got an exhaust hood, as you would.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using it for other things first.
Yeah, testing it out.
So did you see that guy, the Oliver Anthony music guy, in about a week span, disavowed all the conservatives that were bumping his thing?
Yeah.
You okay? You know what happened?
I'm glad you brought this up because I feel like we didn't quite get to the bottom of.
You know what happened, right? Why he disavowed?
What happened?
He didn't get the Tiny Desk invite, and he won't until he disavows the conservatives. Yeah. He was going for the Tiny Farm concert.
Yeah.
He was going for it. Like, that's what he had set up. It was a little like one of those ones where it's like moonshine that's made by like Smuckers or something, like one of those like commercials, like where it's like Southern cooking, and like, look, I get what the guy was. I heard his message, but it's like, dude, you're talking about like inflation, and you're like, that was actually about conservatives.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you didn't name them in the song, and it's not like you were making a metaphor in your song. Like, also, you were pretty on the nose with everything. You could have said Republicans.
My whole thing, dude, if you get launched into an international superstar music career, just keep writing music, dude. Like, don't make all these dumb, like, I'm actually not either side. Like all this fucking the Tiny Desk thing. that's such bullshit that's like a career milestone for artists now is getting a tiny desk. That's horrible, dude. That's like that's
how
bad.
far have we fallen, man? I mean, like,
Yeah.
because you even think about it, it was like Austin City Limits. It's like, was that the beginning?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Was that like that seemed cool?
South
But
by
it's like,
Southwest.
did it lead to this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what you have to ask. But no, I do feel, I just laugh because I knew the conservatives. I'm like, this guy's not claiming you yet. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna, like, conservatives, like, just because somebody barks up your tree a little bit, that's what people have been doing since the beginning of time. They push the edge a little bit, and then they're like, oh, I'm not. That's
and
not
also,
me.
And also, the leftists won't accept you no matter
Right.
what at this point. So there's no point in trying to like be someone you're not. I don't know. He might be like, I might have been hard. You know, I called the whole thing like an op and everything. That might have been too hard. He might be authentic. I don't know.
He might be.
He might just be like a dumbass. You know, it's like in this. I don't know.
Well, you might not know that was ever gonna blow up, and you're just like, look.
But I'm like, bro, get in the studio, drop an album now, 15 songs. Like, I want to see what you got.
I know.
Like,
that's what you got to just start. Like today, like if this episode right now that we're doing right now blows up, maybe for some jokes about India going to the moon. Like if this blows up and like it's just like racist, these guys are racist. We're going straight to the microphone tomorrow. I'm taking the day off of work, probably fired. We're going straight. We're recording like
I'm
6 more things.
Dude,
we're going. We're like, it's time. Let's strike. Let's rock. Like it's like, dude, the whole idea where it's like, the wrong people found my song. Like, just come on. Like, and it's like, first off, like, what kind of artist is like, you don't be a fan if you're this? It's like, no, buy my shit then. I don't get, like, pump my numbers. I don't care what you are. Like,
it's so bad. It's gotten so bad. It's so like the whole the concept of, again, it's this problem didn't exist in the 70s at all. There wasn't, I'm not saying there wasn't politics and music or whatever, but this problem didn't exist at all, dude. It was nothing, you know. There were straight like 50s Marines jarheads that were like, yo, this Bowie slaps, dude. Yeah, he dresses like a
didn't matter.
Cool, yeah, it didn't matter at all, dude. Like,
no, your music, I mean, like, people like would make fun of you for liking something, but it was just like a very like person to person thing. It wasn't like this is what this says about you. This is
like
what
a litmus test, you know.
Yeah, and like you're clearly like an overnight success. So like just keep rocking. Like okay, they want you. Yeah, they want you to. The Kid Rock wants you to fucking perform. Go perform with Kid Rock or something. I don't know if that's what happened, but like that's what you got to ride it out. Like,
also, what about him turning down $8 million contract? Yo,
I mean,
just saying, dude,
you're
like,
a fucking idiot. Like, I mean, like that. Somebody offers you money,
take the money and run. Dude.
Yeah,
like, come on,
dude, just come on. Like,
you're never gonna get that shot again. Dude.
You'll never get that shot again. I know you don't have another hit in the chamber. Like, it's just,
and also, what caveats did they give you where they're like, all right, we'll give you $8 million, but were there any caveats, or was it
maybe it's to disavow the conservatives? Maybe the $8 million's coming.
Which you did already.
Well, right, but maybe it was. I think it was. I turned it down and added a stipulation, but no, I don't know. I do feel, man, I like the libs really just don't allow anything to exist on that side, do they? I mean, I hate that line of thinking, because like you kind of just do it. You know, you got to just keep doing it. Like you can't like, oh, I'm not allowed to do this. Like, no, that's playing by their.
Well, that's a big problem with like folk and bluegrass music in general, is that you're not allowed to be that kind of artist anymore unless you have the pristine like Mountain Man, or like, you know, like the Sylvanesso girl and stuff like that, where it's like
those beard oil.
You have to be you have to be exactly. You have to be NPR ready, like a fucking like a vacuum sealed meal ready to go to be accepted of that. And then people are like, then it becomes like the Spotify top 100 right away, you know, where you're just like, you know, you're accepted into that clan, you know, versus, I don't know, I'm trying to think of another example, but
no,
yeah,
like,
you know,
and we don't, we there's definitely no space for like a straight up rock star right now. Like, I think for me personally, I think like, that's why, I mean, I'm partial because I've just been reading so much. Like, I think the next based rock star, like the novel industry, like novella novel, like just write shit. Cause like I don't, first off, like libs have to read 200 pages to get mad at you, which yeah, no, and like that's a tall order rather than clicking on a 12-second TikTok clip of you blaming Biden for egg prices. You know, like that's it's a bigger commitment for them, and you'll probably psyop them. You'll probably psyop them.
Oh, like White Lotus.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Lotus.
They'll probably be like, well, you know, originally I understood that this was, a dog whistle for this and this, but you know, so by
it's like a fishing lure. You lure
exactly. So like that's why I think I do think like that. Okay. Simon and Schuster, all these big. I have an episode coming out. I had a chance to talk to Alex Kazemi about his book, and like we didn't really touch on this, but it got me thinking. Like it was just like that field is so wide open, and not a lot of people read, but I think like base and red pill people do. So like you could easily take over that industry, and like the reason I say that is like maybe the big publishers, right? The big publishers maybe don't touch you, but if like that shit pops out, the big publishers aren't selling other books a lot either. Like they're not selling like fucking Kiki Inner 7 crawdads toward
no one was turning down Jordan Peterson 12 years for
right
life. He's like, yeah, I can sell you 10 RFK.
All these books like they can sell this stuff, but like
I can sell you 1 million copies of a censored book in a down market. Let's go.
Like that random book where it's just like a racially ambiguous person drawing like the Doug cartoon on the front, like whatever that is, like that on the front of it with like a cupcake. They always have like a cupcake in their hand or something. like whenever that like that doesn't sell, that just sits in the front of a bookstore and rots. Like it gets pushed to the front. That's the privilege.
Copies.
That's the privilege, is that it gets pushed to the front of the bookstore, but it doesn't sell. People don't buy that. And then you get
to tell people, "Hey, I'm in the front of the bookstore."
Exactly. So you have
go ahead.
The novel I think is the way to go. And I think like not only or at least that, like, because I don't even think journalism. I don't. There's something about the novel that like there's actual passion in it, which I don't even see it like when I read like takes on the internet. I don't see passion behind them. Like I kind of just see like reactive stuff to it. But like the novel, Brady Snells talks about this. He goes, it's a romantic thing when you sit down and write a novel. It's just literally just you, and it's you want to do it. Like it comes to your mind, like, and it's you typing. And his novels are a great example. Like you can read that and just be like, holy shit, this is amazing. But then like I want to say, like, that's why, look, I'll say it right now, if you have a novel, send it my way, hit me up. Like if you're on our line of thinking and are writing a novel, send it my way. I'll do my best. I can't say it'll be on time, but I'll do my best to read it.
We're just a book club now. It's like,
and it doesn't have to be inherently like on the nose based either. I just need it to not be like libtarded and gay.
No, but what I was thinking was novels, and I'm not talking about like romance novels or like just like mysteries or whatever, but like actual novels are kind of like a based filter where any cringe you have will come out in a novel. So it's like, so that's why people like Thomas Pynchon and shit, like that shit is just inherently based. Nice, dude.
You kept me entertained for like weeks.
You
know what I'm saying? Like
you can't be fucking dumb and write that shit. You know what I mean? You can't, like with music, you kind of can. You could be dumb and like write a sick album.
You can't. Okay, like you can't put like quote unquote whatever the definition of misogyny is now today. You can't put it in anything except a book. You could probably put it in a book and push that forward if you publish it yourself. Like, the thing is,
I love that. By the way, like the Bret Easton Ellis Wikipedia page is like, American Psycho is a little, it's just
and it
like,
is. They're all right about it, by the way, but that's fine because you're signing up for something when you read a novel. Like it's like you are signing up for it. So, but what I mean is like, okay, the big publishers are not putting out advances. Like people were getting bigger advances for books 20 to 30 years ago, especially in like the 80s.
Dude.
Nowadays, you like probably won't even get an advance, like or like maybe just a little bit. From what I've heard, you get like just a little, commission based, like just a little bit, like, and they'll put the book out for you. So it's like the gap between independent and like mainstream publisher, unless you're like this legacy name that sells the book with off name alone. But if you're a new author, like I could be wrong. I'll let David or Kelby and these guys, but I'm pretty sure this isn't far off. Like the gap between like mainstream and independent publishing or even self-publishing, I don't think it's that far. And so I think if you have, and by the way, everyone check out Kelby's book, God is Wearing Black. He's getting the orders out right now, but you can go to kelbylosack.com if I'm not mistaken. Just go on there and check out his it's a short story collection, which I also I think that might even be the number one thing people need to do. Because short stories, what they do is they match a TV show. You can read a short story in one sitting. You can read it in one sitting in the same concept because that's what people want. People want more than anything. When you first start reading, you want to finish something real bad.
Short stories like a streaming of books.
That's what I mean. You want to, and I on the Rules of Attraction episode, I even said it's like the mixtape to the rap album. It was like, you know, it's like something that you're like, okay, I'm not going to push this out. You might later decide like that story was sick. Let me novelize that. But also,
like every sick author did short stories. Philip K. Dick,
everybody, Kafka has amazing, like they just, all these people have just amazing collections of short stories. And I think that is the way to do it. And like I said, I want to make it my thing to like, if you have that, because I'm so tired of just like, hey, you want to come on our show and just do takes? I'm down. It's funny if you're down to riff with us. That's never going to stop. But I love when people have like something tangible that we can then push. And like, we're businessmen, dude. Like I'm like, I want to make money, and I want people who are good at what they do to make money.
What RC publishing firm when? But something.
I mean, like
by the way, dude, shout out Kelby and Osborne. That like I feel I'm so grateful for all the people we met, but like those guys, I feel that's something real special. Like I'm so for sure to know those guys. You know,
easily, going on this week. I mean, just like for a book I read, like or listened to, I should say, but like it was just to go on there, and it's like I want to keep doing that, and I think it's the way to go. It's like if you want to be this person that doesn't like the way the world is, like go to maybe take an activity that everyone used to do but doesn't do anymore, and then realize that like you can launder so much red pills in novels, even shit that isn't like based. Like you'll find some shit you're just like, wow, I haven't heard that in years, like somebody talk like that in years, like, and it's refreshing, and it's an intimate process. It's not something that everybody's clicking on viral on a video that everyone's like reacting to. You're like, no, this is me and only me. I'm reading this. But that's why Gain of Fiction's a great book club. So I think
we need a logo and a shirt for Gain of Fiction.
I know we do need a Gain of Fiction logo. If anybody wants to help me out with that, I would love that.
We could keep it in line with like the Wuhan vibe or something, you know.
Yeah, it's tough. I've looked. There's not really a lot of good pictures of the Wuhan lab, unfortunately. I mean, I guess that would be
we just need like the BSL-4 suit with like the tongs carrying like a book, you know, like a fucking,
almost like Homer Simpson, like radiation, like actually, like edit, right with the tongs, like that could be cool. Yeah, something like that, or just like even if it's something like kind of avant-garde and like just different, like a cool like reading rainbow, like old school kind of like logo or something, like just like a Gain of Fiction, that shit would go kind of crazy. And like I don't know, like to me, I'm at the point with this show where I'm like, okay, what does everybody else have to offer? Like I want to be like Charlie Rose. I want to be like these people that it's like, okay, I don't write. That's not I'm not put on this world, this earth to write. I know I'm not on this world to, you know, make music. That's not what I'm here for. What I am here for is to speak. So and talk to people and hopefully be entertaining, and then also point people in the right direction, because when people get mad, they're mad for a little bit. There's a honeymoon phase. It's like, I'm mad, I found out everything about the world. But then when you don't really show them something cool, they kind of go back to like libtardation, or even just like nihilism or whatever they were in.
Yeah, I mean, like, and I also, it's like, think about your own personal journey, your own personal story. You just want to be bitter and doom scrolling your whole life, or do you want to like be like, oh, I found this sick book, I found this sick record, I found this sick like I met these people, you know? It's like man, it's got to lead to something, you know? And it's like, yeah, just the fact that we're all reading again too is like so dope, you know? And it's like, it feels like you're part. It feels. I don't know. It's something about like Gain of Fiction. It just feels like not like naughty is not the right word, but it just feels almost like forbidden fruit. Like well, we're doing something subversive, you know? Like everyone,
it's different.
Kind of like everyone's on the fucking phones. I'm still on the phone a lot, of course, you know. But it's like oh wow, you know.
That's the perfect way to get off the phone, is to read like even if you want to
watch books, dude, replace 80%. You replace 50% of your phone. With
most of my shit, dude. Most of my idle time is spent either reading or doing something for this, and it's like, like okay, that's that. Like I don't understand. To me, I don't understand how we have, you know, these crazy amount of screen time and like no ability to retain information, to sit down and watch the same thing for a long time or read the same thing for a long time. I don't understand how you actually change the world if you can't pay attention to something. Like it's I don't know that you can.
can't.
And it's like, first off, like take advantage of libtards having no attention span. They don't. None of them do.
Yeah.
They don't. They need constant Trump arrests. They need constant, COVID updates. They need the surge. It's coming. Like, they need all these things to keep them going. They need new shows every month. And guess what? They're not going to be getting pretty soon. New shows every month. That's another novels, books. Go back to reading.
Yeah.
Not going to be a lot of fucking new media that's coming out at least. And also on the other end, there's guys like Low Res Wonder Bread, who I want to get on the show whenever he's ready to release something. But I went on his podcast. He's a director. He directs movies. Like he's taking advantage of this writer strike where he's like, fuck that, dude. Like
100%.
I got my vision. Like I got my vision. You know what I mean? Like he like these are the type of, this is the time. Like this is the time. Like let their art die. Their art is not strong right now.
Bro, writer's strike is such bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's fake.
What is that, dude?
It's
What
fake.
even is
Nobody
that,
cares. Like first off, who do you think has more leverage? NFL running backs or writers?
Dude, that's the most rare candy question I've ever been asked.
I think Starbucks employees have more leverage than those two fields right now.
And honestly, or might be a little more valuable.
Nitro cold brew is better than all that stuff.
The writer's strike. What did they? Don't let AI take our jobs. Oh, okay. Let me get right on that, dude.
Again, stop doing AI quality work.
Yeah, don't let them write the fucking the Addams Family remake for us. Please don't let it happen. Even though it looks like it was written by AI.
Yeah.
Like what?
I know, exactly. It's like fascism has a Tim Burton warns you about fascism with this weird girl.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like there is a time right now, instead of saying what you can't do.
Yeah.
What you can't do. No, there's so many you can do whatever you want right now, actually. Like you can do whatever you want. Now you might get pushback. That's another thing. Brady Sinellis, he got pushback. It's not like there was a time where nobody pushed back on anything. Now, granted, we have a digital era where like it's way more insane. He even admits that. That's why he doesn't go on Twitter anymore. But like he does, like there's all these people that like you're gonna get pushback, because that's the other thing. What they don't tell you is like stop buckling on everything. Like the first time someone says like you can't do that, tell them, oh, well, I did.
Yeah.
Like take a stand. Like if you want this shit to change, you have to do it. If you don't want viruses and fucking vaccines to run the fucking world forever, you have to opt out of it.
And write a book too, and also it's like the cheap dopamine thing of like you could be a based Twitter account and be like, oh, I said something crazy on Twitter. It's like no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, you're anonymous. Whatever.
Write an essay. Dude.
Yeah, put it in a long form, like and it's fine. Like you can let that shit just die in the abyss. There's going to be just the same people that see it all the time. It's going to pop. It's going to get to the libs. The libs are going to freak out. You're going to lock your account, and then you're going to fucking worry about getting doxxed for a week, and then you're going to come back and try to make the next great thing. There's no. That's fine. Go ahead and repeat that process. That's like some Severance level shit, dude. Like keep doing that. Keep doing that. That's fine. I want to find the people that, like you say, where you talk about like people that have like weird things going on, like say like somebody who's like a fucking pervert or somebody who's violent or something. That Buddhist like or even Taoist like of just like that energy's there. Yeah. Can you channel it into a tangible object? And it doesn't have to be anything bad, but it's like if you're mad at the world, I want the person who creates something about being mad at the world. Yeah,
like people need that voice, you know. People need that fucking exactly.
Our best artists did that for the longest time, and I just don't see it anymore. That's the thing. Like, and when I say that, the people I see doing it independently, I'm really glad to see that. But I just mean like there's, you know, when you are a dissenter, you are just so like prone to just like the new Barbie movie. Well, here's my thoughts. Like, and it's like that's not dissent. That's you just submitted to that.
Yeah.
Submit to something that's actually good. Yeah, like something that someone I don't know. I feel like I say that shit all the time, so I'm sorry to anybody, but it's just like to me, like there's plenty of fields to keep going. Like you can do this podcasting. I don't know that we need more of them, but hey, whatever. If you think it's fun, go ahead. But there are a lot of things. I think people look. We take submissions for our Substack. If you want to write, if you're like, well, I can't sit down and write a novel. We take short stories. We're going to publish a Shohei Ohtani article next week. Yep. We're going to post a Mars one this week. Like there's not a subject we won't touch. So, there might be a couple, but like there's a you can go ahead, rarecandy.substack.com. Go ahead, we'll submit it. I mean, I can't guarantee we're gonna run it. We will if I like it and you like it, we're gonna run it. But
That's it.
there's not like, oh, it has to be this. Like if you got it, man, rarecandyindustries@gmail.com. Just send it over. So merch, we have merch too. Please support the merch. That really helps us out. That link's in the description below. Like I said, rarecandy.substack.com. Gain of Fiction's on there. We're already I think we're at almost 18 Gain of Fictions right now. It's kind of crazy. We're going to do the trial pretty soon. I might make that one free because that one feels pretty important. State of Fear is coming as well too. And doing a Halloween one too, 2 short Halloween books. I'm doing that with a couple friends, just people. I think Andrew's the only one that's been on the show so far. Before that, Andrew from the Pattern Recognition episode. Oh yeah. But we're gonna be doing Burnt Offerings and Hell House by Richard Matheson. Burnt Offerings is a fucking amazing movie. I can't wait to read the book. So that's coming up. And if you think like, oh, I haven't read that book, therefore I don't want to. Like I won't know what's in the thing. No, I listen to podcasts about books I won't read or I don't plan on ever reading, and I usually love it because you hear the book creates an excitement among the people talking because you all read the same thing, and they go all over the place. I just listened to Agitator on the Getting Lit podcast, which is a wonderful podcast, one of my favorite features that I've ever done, guest features on there. But they were talking about Gene Wolfe, and Gene Wolfe is tight, and I do plan on reading some Gene Wolfe. I have some short stories, but like they went everywhere, man. They went everywhere with it. And it was beautiful. And so it's just like Gain of Fiction's on there. I stand by it. And then every other week you usually get a fucking cool ass episode with us on there with a lot of fun inside jokes that we sometimes slip out into the free feed that you might not get. But on that note, everybody have a safe week. Maybe we'll do something on Mars coming up pretty soon because you guys have a piece coming out.
It's just about ready.
We'll have to do a little Mars rundown, get a little weird and paranormal again. So all right, guys.
All right, peace.